DJI love to surprise us, and this is no different here. This is the Romo P. It is a smart vacuum and mopping solution from DJI. Some of their drone technology has come across here. We've got obstacle avoidance that you would be used to from their drone range. It's got a full transparent design, so the base station and the robot cleaner itself is fully transparent. There's only parts of it that are covered up by plastic shells, but the majority of it is transparent, and it is a statement piece, and that's something I really love about it. It's something that you don't want to hide away. You know, a lot of these robot vacuums can look quite ugly, and you might want to tuck it in a corner, but this guy here, I actually leave it on display over in a corner, but because it looks so unique, I just love having it on display. For full transparency, the DJI Romo P was sent out directly by DJI, so I really do appreciate them sending it out to me. And this video has been sponsored by the D1 store, but all my thoughts expressed throughout this video are my own. They're all my genuine experiences with the vacuum cleaner, with the mop vacuum solution here. So just keep that in mind, but I want to be transparent about how this is all working. There's a bunch of cool things going on here, and this is my long-term review with the Romo P. So I've had it now for just over a month. I've been cleaning multiple times a week. It's had over 30 hours of cleaning time, and I've tested all the different configurations. There's lots of different ways to use it. In the mopping sense, vacuuming, you can vacuum mop and you can vacuum then mop. So that means that it's like does both together, or it does one and then the other one, and really unique stuff here. I've got a lot of thoughts on this unit and a lot of different things that I wanted to comment on that I'd like to see improved in the future. For the most part, I'm really impressed with the Romo P, but I wanted to comment on a few things that I've noticed from all of my tests. So when it comes to the obstacle avoidance, it does a great job in most scenarios. It can avoid pet toys, it avoids people and pets, and avoids chairs and all sorts of things while it continues on its path. There were a few instances where it just pushed things out of the way and wouldn't try to avoid them, which seemed a little bit weird, and times where it'd get really close to me and you might, get close to tripping over it or whatever. So on most instances, I would just be aware of where it is and let everyone know, hey, the robot vacuum Romeo is gonna start the clean, so just be aware. But overall, the obstacle avoidance was amazing in most scenarios. It was able to avoid, it was able to keep on its path, and really not miss too much of what I needed it to clean. There were a few instances where the cleaner went into rooms and into areas that I told it not to go into. So that was something that was a little bit annoying. It only happened like a couple of times, maybe 3 times, where it went into a room that I didn't want it to go into. I've noticed that recently though, since using it for quite some time, that hasn't happened. That was only right at the beginning, so that might have been ironed out. But you do have options to put lines where you want walls to be. You can also put in zones that you don't want it to access, almost like a drone, like a no-fly zone or a no-clean zone. So you have all of that control and you can map it all out however you want to. And I also found on occasion that the cleaner wouldn't go into tight gaps. Even though it looked like it could fit, it didn't want to go down the side of the toilets for some reason. Now it would go underneath the bed, it would go all between these tight little gaps, even the side cabinet, it literally fits almost perfectly, millimeter perfect, but it would go right under there and move around and maneuver. But for some reason with the side of the toilets, it didn't want to venture down there. So that's just something that we manually had to vacuum and mop. But besides that, it pretty much got into every single nook and cranny that I needed it to. The only other critical comment or constructive comment that I wanted to make is just to do with the user interface. Now, for the most part, the app is flawless. I actually really like how they've designed the app. One thing I'd like to see though is when it is in a vacuum then a mopping mode, it basically shows you these lines to say that this is where it's vacuumed, and then when it starts to mop, it just continues. But it doesn't show you a different color. So once it's vacuumed and then it goes into the mopping mode, it says that it's mopping, but you have no idea where it's up to. It would be nice to see a different color. It'd be nice to see a blue for the vacuum and then let's say an orange for the mop, just so we can see exactly what's happening. Because there are the instances where I've actually put something back down. Maybe I've put a rug or a carpet back down, and then the cleaner's gone back to that area because I thought it had already done it. So it would be really nice to actually see what it's done and what it hasn't done in both phases. The alternative I think they could have as well is 2 identical maps, and you just swipe across so you can see the vacuum side and then you swipe and you see the mop side. That would be really nice. That's the only thing I would love to see with the user interface updated. I did actually find everything in the app quite intuitive. It's really easy to use. It warns you when something's happened. You can just see at a glance if it's caught on something. recording. You can access the remote video at any time. So if I'm out, I might want to see where it's up to. I've done that a couple of times, which works really well. I also found the mapping process quite intuitive. It's easy to use and it just maps out the whole area. So I've actually done 3 different maps. I've done the main for the main area in here. I've done main cluttered. So that means I've left out like the water bowl and maybe some food for our dog, and then her toys, for example. So there's a cluttered version and then an uncluttered version, and then I've done a full house version. So at any point I can change into one of those 3 mapped versions, and I loved that. That was really easy to use. This is the interface here, just for context, and you can see straight where I tap where it says whole house, I've got the 3 versions. I've got half house, whole house, and main cluttered. This is where you can change very quickly which mode you want to go into, which version of the clean you want to go into. There's down the bottom here all the different options. So we've got mop, we've got daily cleaning, deep cleaning, fine vacuum, and floor deodorizer. And you can tap on it and see the mapped out area. So this one here, if I press edit, this is where I just wanted to go with the living room. So it's mapped out the carpets and the rugs that we've got down, and it's also mapped out the tile as well. So it differentiates and lets you know what's going on. But if I edit it, at any point I can just tap to add new rooms, and you can label them all as well. So you can just clean bathrooms if you want. There's a lot of customization here. It's really cool. And if you swipe up, you've got even more control here. So I can choose the water flow. I can even choose like low water stain mode. You can choose how you want the route to go as well. So you can go with standard, or you can go with fine. You can add in the deodorizer, or just have degreasing, or just have water. So there's a bunch of different options in here. And as you go through them, there's a lot of control that you have through the app, which is really nice to see. And guys, if you are interested in the Romo P or any of the other variations, because there's a few different variations of the cleaner, but the Romo P is what we're looking at here. I will have some links down below, so make sure to check all of those out. It does help out the channel, it helps out me. You can go in store to one of the many DJI stores around Australia and just mention DansTube when you're in store. They'll help you out with the best deal possible. Or you can reach out to them directly, sales@d1store.com.au. Again, mention DansTube and they'll be able to help you out via email. Or you can just go to the website, d1store.com.au, use the code DansTube at checkout, and that code will work on most drones, cameras, and accessories. And for all of my international viewers, make sure to check those links down there as well. I have a bunch for my international viewers. They are all affiliate links, so they do help out the channel, just so you're aware. It helps me out and I really do appreciate it, so thank you. In the bottom left here, it's kind of like a notification center. So you tap on it and it actually brings up what's going on. So it tells you the levels for the floor deodorizer, the cleaning solution, the dust bag, the wastewater, and the clean water. So on top here, there's different sections that you pull out, and that's where the clean water's that side, and then you've got the dirty water on this side. Really easy to just remove and fill up or to clean it out. We've then also got the cleaning solution here and the floor deodorizer. So that means that I can just pull those out and swap them out very easily. You just order online and swap that out. You've then got the dust bag here that you don't have to change. I haven't changed it since I've got the unit. I don't actually know how that's going to work long term, but with a month's worth of use, it just has a really unique way of cleaning out the bag. It also uses UV lighting to dry the mop pads, and it cleans everything automatically for you. So it's really unique to watch it doing its thing. So if I just press on collect dust, you'll just hear that it will start collecting it. There's a little bit of an animation here as it's collecting the dust from the robot into the actual dust bag on top here. I'm just going through the cleaning history here. You can see that it's covered 1,296 square meters. 29 times is how many times I've used it to clean. Like I said, so it's been over a month now, a couple of times a week, and 33 hours of cleaning time. So I can scroll through and I can see all the different times that I've cleaned, times that I've ended it manually, times where there's been a task error, and then times where it's just worked flawlessly. So I can just tap on it and it will give me a breakdown. So you can see in this one here, this is the whole house, but I've stopped it from going into the study and certain bedrooms and toilets. I've just kind of kept it as the main area and the hallway. And you can see here that even though it's done a vacuum and a mop, I have no idea the difference. So that's something, like I said before, that I'd love to see. I'd love to see different colors. So I'd like to see an orange, for example, for the mopping, and a blue for the vacuuming. But besides that, it's something that you can pretty easily see at a glance what stage it's up to. You can see it's actually picked up on certain obstacles as well as it's been going around. It gives you little numbers here to mark where the obstacles are, And overall though, really good job of doing a thorough clean. One of my favorite features of the Romo P is the extendable arms. It actually looks like a crabman when it kind of comes out, but the arms will actually move out to grab dust and to mop areas that you wouldn't typically be able to get with a robot vacuum. So I love that because it works for both the arms when you're using the vacuum. It will kind of pull out the bristles and bring everything in. And for the mop pads, they also extend out and it gets really close along all the lines of the house. I was really impressed with that. You can schedule tasks as well, so you can set up a cleaning schedule whenever you want. You can also go into the remote video, so you can see directly from the unit. There's a camera on the front with the obstacle avoidance, and so you can see at any time what's going on as well. If you need to, maybe there's a pet at home that you're worried about, or maybe it's caught and you're wondering what it's caught on, you can just jump straight into that. The settings are actually quite comprehensive here. You've got a bunch of different controls. You can see as I'm kind of scrolling through them here, we've got cleaning frequency. We can just mop the kitchen and the toilet alone as well. That's an option. You can re-clean mop pads as well. I found that it did a great job when it went from the tile to the carpet. It never got the carpet wet, so it kind of lifts it up enough that it's not getting the carpet wet, even if the mop pad is wet. And I found that everything cleaned really quickly and dried really quickly as well. So you can see as you go through it, there's a bunch of options. That's for the base station. We can play around with the obstacle avoidance settings as well. There's even carpet settings that you can go into. So that's really cool to see. You got the remote video settings, general settings, a bunch of different stuff in here. So it's really cool what you can do through here. You can go into the cleaning history like I showed you before. You've got cleaning task as well. So this is where you can break it down and even create your own custom as well, which is really nice. And then when I go into map management here, you can see these are the different maps that I've actually got it to map out for us. So we've got the half house, we've got the whole house, and then we've also got the main area cluttered. So this is where I've added zones that I don't want it to access. So I've created a no access zone. They call it a no geo zone near the bedroom door over there because I don't want it to accidentally go in there. That's actually that issue I had that I mentioned earlier. And then also down the bottom here, that's where the dog bowl is, where the water bowl is. And sometimes we just don't want to have to remove the water bowl. We want her to still have access to her water and the cleaner just goes about its thing. And then I've created a wall as well, so that it doesn't leave down the hallway. So this is one that I created just to make sure that it wasn't going to play up, and that's one I actually use quite a lot because it's quite a quick clean and it does it proficiently. They say it's got 25,000 pascals of ultra strong suction. Now that means nothing to me at all, but from what I saw online, this is like very, very impressive, like gold standard for a vacuum cleaner. I found that in most scenarios it did a really good job. In the bedroom, because the carpet is the way it is, whatever it is, the dog hair gets caught up and I actually need to put it on a high suction mode to actually be able to access that room and clean it properly. If it's just on the standard mode, I find it does all right, but there's still hair sitting around. So you just have to customize it depending on obviously who you have at home, the environment you're in, whether it's carpet or tile and all those different variants. But yeah, I found that when it was on that high suction mode, it was really impressive and it was able to get everything in the bedroom. I was also quite impressed with how quiet the unit was. I thought it was going to be a lot louder. It is quite loud when it's sucking the dust in, but besides that, it's really quiet. Like when it's just doing its usual operation, you don't really notice it. Like occasionally you'll hear the kind of vacuum kick in and you're like, oh, okay, it's doing its thing. But like, especially when it's mopping, you don't hear it. When the pads are drying, you hear a little bit of like almost like a white noise in the background, like a humming in the background. So where we've got it positioned, it's near the TV. So occasionally I'll go, oh, okay, it's a little annoying. But besides that, it's really not that loud, which is quite impressive here. With the obstacle sensing, it's high performance binocular fisheye vision sensors, wide angle solid state LiDARs. So that probably means nothing to a lot of people out there, but the obstacle sensing is impressive here and it's got some like high-end drone technology in here that does a great job. They also state that you have 200 days of maintenance-free operation. So that means that besides cleaning out the wastewater and cleaning up the clean water, you've got 200 days without having to worry about it. Whether you have to like maybe at some point change the mop pads or the brush system or something like that. But for 200 days, you don't have to think about it. And what, I'm up to like over a month now, 33 hours of cleaning, and I've never had to do anything with it. It just does the job and then comes back does the job, comes back. It's just flawless. You don't really have to think about anything with it. There's cleaning solution, floor deodorizer, you have the robot dust box drying, and you also have dust bag UV light. So really unique stuff here. Like for the mop pads, for example, when it comes into place, it actually dries and then rinses the mop pad. So it will rinse it out and then just dry it. So there's a UV light that will dry the mop pad so it's ready to go later on, and it obviously doesn't get soggy and ruin the mop pad. So that does a really cool job. It actually takes quite some time, like hours for it to dry, but once it's done, it's done. And then you also have the dust bag, which has UV light as well. So it's drying out the actual dust bag itself. I don't know whether it's compressing things in there. I don't know whether the UV light is removing particles somehow. Like, I don't know what's happening because that dust bag isn't huge, right? And so you would think after a period of time, I'd have to replace that. But again, 33 hours of cleaning. There's a lot of hair in this house from our dog, and I've never had to replace it. It's never warned anything. I don't have to empty it at any point. So there's something going on in here which is really unique for the dust bag. And then down here, there's technology that's drying out the mop pads and rinsing them as well. The base station is actually a water jet self-cleaning base station. So that means that it wets the mop pads, it then does the clean, obviously, and when the robot comes back, it then cleans out the mop pads again. So it will clean it, rinse it, and then dry it, all from the base station. So it does everything. You don't have to tap any buttons on here. It just does it automatically. It sucks out, obviously, everything from the robot immediately, like I showed you before. It will do that before each clean. And then obviously the UV technology that I was telling you about will then dry out the bag. So pretty cool stuff. I have no idea how a lot of it's working here. It just works behind the scenes, and I'm really impressed. This actually makes cleaning at home so much easier. You don't have to think about it. And the fact that we've got a combination of tile and carpet, I was just impressed to see how clean the tiles were at the end of each clean. And you can see how dirty it is, so you know that it's doing the job. And the vacuuming is great as well. It's always looking clean in here now, and I don't have to think about it. So I'm extremely thankful that I have this unit and that I've been able to test it now for quite some time. So well worth looking into if you're looking for a robot vacuum mop solution. Maybe you're on the market and you've been looking around. This has it all, and it's a trusted name. Like DJI have entered the market and definitely made waves here with their first robot cleaner. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all the support, and I'll chat to you very soon. Peace.